this is going to be the first video on my channel. I have recorded other things, but I am lazy and procrastinate, and they take a lot more effort than this. So, in inauguration of trying to get a channel up and running and actually getting a video put out, I have decided to show off my haul from Adepticon 2026. This is actually the first year I've ever gone. Just as a way to break the ice and get the channel started, I thought I would show off my haul. I personally got overzealous and spent way too much money, and so let's just show off what one could per se get if they're interested in the same shit as I am. And we'll actually start with paints. So I went to Turbo Dork, a paint company I have heard of but never actually bought from, and I got several things. I got a jumpstart kit that comes with a brush, their thinning medium, and a silicone stirring stick. So I got that to help out with these paints that I got. These two are color shifts, which is essentially with a zenithal. They will kind of go over in that gradient, as you can see displayed on the bottle. Now, these are not super handy in trying to figure out what the actual colors are. So they actually, at the booth, had actual painted minis to show. I also got this tin star. They had it on display as well. And this is possibly the most metallic metal paint I've seen in a very long time. The peacock, I thought would be a fun attempt at maybe an Alpha Legion paint scheme. And I already have plans for a hot pink Emperor's Children, but I thought this dark ritual might be fun for maybe a kill team or kind of a little war band of its own unique paint scheme. I wouldn't mind Emperor's Children having their own kind of little war bands going on. So this was very interesting. I might insert a picture or just go run and find it. Voila. So yes, they had these out, and it kind of shows you what each of the paints looks like. And then here on the back side are their color shifts. Yeah, right there. So even the pictures are a little bit difficult to see what they look like. They looked amazing in person, but that dark ritual is almost a metallic into purple. And then the peacock is that kind of turquoise and a deeper blue. The only other kind of paints that I got were, here we go, another great little set. Most of these I had in my check bag as such. The majority of them kind of knocked in and then kind of forced into this Trench Crusade box. We'll get to that. But this is all Cuttlefish colors. And so I got a bone color that I thought would be nice. This purple that I obviously know what to use for. I had gotten their 4 fluo colors. These are their 4 fluo colors. Also, their paint is already very nicely pre-thinned. It's very, very runny, which I think is great. The reason I had initially gone to this booth is they provide a color called Duck Sauce Black. And it is from a channel that I watch and actually got to meet and take classes of, Epic Duck Studios, who uses ink to do comic style painting. And he uses a black ink for lining, but he had this company make a paint that works about as close to ink as you possibly could get. I went to their booth looking for this. They only brought 15 bottles and were sold out. But I did not want to leave empty-handed, so I got all the fluo colors for Lord knows what. A nice bone white and this lovely purple that I also have many thoughts of what to do with. A brush cleaner from Game Envy, as well as a nice new wet palette. It is in a very nice pink that isn't perfectly coming across on camera, which is very unfortunate. They had silicone brush cleaners I considered getting. They had a lot of great stuff. And apparently, Game Envy also carries the, I forget the name of it. It is it's Higgins brand. It's the kind of ink that I was recommended to use. They did not bring it this time, but apparently they do carry it. But Game Envy has a lot of different shit. Hey, look at that. A little nice card in there, a little plastic card. Look at that. But yes, very happy to use this, and you can put your little phone on there and watch it. You know, watch your TikToks. I stopped by the Games Workshop booth, and I am very proud to say that the only thing I directly gave my money for to GW was some t-shirts. So, yeah. We got some lovely prints. I might display my miraculous, immaculate body wearing these. I got the White Dwarf, and then I also got a lovely Canoness Viridian to illustrate something, and you probably can't tell off camera. These are pretty basic ass shirts, and they were $35. Just keep that in mind, $35 for a very plain Jane t-shirt. It is, as you can probably not even read, 100% cotton. Whatever. It's just a whatever shirt. You can already kind of see through it on the camera there. Other shirt I bought from something you already may have seen a box for. Trench Crusade. This, if you can't immediately tell, is a much nicer, better made shirt. It's softer. It looks a little bit thicker. It's definitely thicker, but it is a vastly superior shirt. Very nice. And $25. So if you are looking for somewhere to put your money for a nice shirt to cover your body, Trench Crusade. If you like this shit, get Trench Crusade, not GW. And you get cool, weird angel demon thing with gun and knife and bayonet and other knife and fourth knife, sword, and skull. Fantastic, but much superior shirt. Prize support. I did not actually play any games while I was out there. I flew and did not bring my miniatures, but somebody may have told a little white lie and gotten a league card so that he could get tickets to redeem. Part of that was I got 10 of these event-exclusive Marvel Crisis Protocol dice. This year's was a white and green swirl that look absolutely fantastic. I have already played them in a game at my Thursday night game night. They swung very odd. A couple really nice KOs, a couple of 6 die rolls with 3 blanks and 3 skulls, but you know, that's just how the dice work. See right here, we got 2 crits. Let's say these 2 blanks are off on the crits, and they're skulls. See, it's just how it goes. Let's move to some other fun things. I got a goddamn boatload of stickers. Stickers on stickers on stickers. Goblin Hobbies, Turbo Dork, Goblin's Hut. That is where you get something I forgot actually. Here. I took a class all about blood and gore effects, and a lot of it was teaching how to use Dirty Down Gore. Hopefully, very soon, in a video I will make, I will show how to use this, because this is fantastic. And Dirty Down Rust, which is something I've been meaning to use. I have my own technique for doing rust. It is much different than this, but I have learned that applying multiple different rust techniques makes it look a lot more realistic. Either way, Goblin's Hut, who I got the sticker from, they gave me when I bought this, they are apparently the only North American supplier of Dirty Down. So, there you go. Let's peer into this buckaroo. This is things for later, but I did get some very nice stickers. And I think that's it. Oh, and more dice. We'll get to them later. Adepticon dice. Pink. We love. So, Epic Duck Studios. I got these from Mike, the guy who runs it. I took 2 of his painting classes, and a very, very nice guy. I talked to him after the class. We chatted for a while. He was a very cool guy, and he ended up giving me those stickers, which he didn't give to the rest of the class, so I'm going to say maybe he thought I was cool. I also ran into Mikey, who runs Hellstorm Wargaming. He was at a booth right next to me. I didn't know he was there. I heard him talk to the owner in a British accent, craned my neck around and went, "Hey, I know you." And so we caught up, chatted for a while. I was like, "Oh my God, I cannot believe you would fly here. It is a tumultuous time in America, and I wish you luck getting out of here as fast as possible." And he was very nice, and he gave me a sticker as well, which I accidentally got bent in my pocket. There were stickers. I initially was only told you could just get 6 random ones, so I did that. And so I got some pretty old ones, actually. So these are very clean, very nice stickers, which are going to be going on my Tabletop Stronghold carry case for my Emperor's Children. Green bag. And this baggie that I hid the extra nail polish in. Stampin' Colors. I broke down and finally bought it, because here's the thing that people don't warn you about Adepticon. You will find so much stuff that you wanted but never pulled the trigger on. And then you go, well, I'm here, and you know what? This saves me shipping costs, so I'll buy it now. And then you go, holy shit, I spent so much money. There's a very nice stamping guide. These 2 lovely fellows, Brent and the guy who does eBay Miniatures Rescue, who I don't know. Very nice fellows. Chatted with them very briefly. But a little kit. I have not even actually opened this yet, but you can go on their website and see. They did demos as well. It's basically like how you do press on nails and acrylics, but the paint, scrape it off, use their little roller, and then put it on like a decal, but it's through paint, nail polish specifically. But in that way, it is very easy and convenient and doesn't look like transfer decals where it sticks up and you have to go through so much tedium to actually make them look proper, which I do anyway. I also got an extra plate. The starter kit comes with 2 plates, I believe, and I grabbed an extra Chaos one. Yes, very legally distinct designs. Still, very cool. Also, one of the stamps in here, there are numbers, letters for different squad markings, but also hazard stripes. So I'm very excited to try out and see how easily you could do an Iron Warrior with this. I would have to buy some yellow nail polish, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I might also try using that in a video. See, here's the other thing, is as somebody who is aspiring to make a YouTube channel, this is also terrible because there's so much shit that I buy and go, oh, I can make a really cool video out of that. And then here we are. This was from one of my classes. I took a class. He is like a 4-time winner of Golden Demon and also has been accused of causing WYSIWYG in early Warhammer scene. It was a green stuff sculpting class. So we got this cool manila envelope. Oh, my bad. Oh, whoa. There we go. But in it, I will not show this off, but it is a reference guide to sculpting. But there's a whole guide here, and he was even so kind as to include very nice sculpting tools. He also provided a mirror. So this is a little mirror to sculpt things on. I tried multiple times to do the leaf or feather effect. Didn't get it that good. I tried chain. The chain looks okay. This is all very hardened by now. Adepticon I left a week ago. So these are all, I really should have taken these off. But what was very fun, please focus. Nope, okay, it does not wish to focus. Purity seals. He taught how to sculpt purity seals, and at least some of them they look pretty good. This I will save for last because I have stories, and my absolute favorite thing I bought at the con is in this box. So we will save that for last. I believe all that's left is miniatures, and they're, boy howdy, are a lot. Start with Flashpoint. I got the event exclusive Fireteam Phoenix. They look like what they look like on the damn box. They're pretty nice. I also got Noble Team. I kind of wish I didn't get this. The booklet inside was misprinted, and they never got them to the con, so I have to wait and get that. These also I didn't know the price of, so I just went up in this huge 15-minute wait time line to get this. And up at the front were all these, because these are on pre-order, I suppose, and this is like a special issue con who's what's it. And so they asked if I wanted it, and I said, yeah, sure, why not? So they rung it up, and this on its own was $90. And I said, ooh, and I thought about it. Should I say something and have them take it off, or should I just swipe my card like I was about to anyway? I know they're like cool or whatever. They're from the one Halo game. I don't play Halo. They're cool. They're special issue, whatever. If I had known they were $90, probably wouldn't have picked them up, but peer pressure, and I didn't want to make a fuss in the line and tell them to take it off. So here we go. I got a nice bust to paint. At the Monument Hobbies booth, I believe, they had a fella live painting one of these, and they just had big TVs recording it all as he painted it in glorious detail. And I said, I want these, or I want one. So I went to the Modifius booth, and I got one. Another prime example of buying something you really don't need, but that you've been waiting a long time to pull the trigger on. And you see them at the con and you go, well, shit, I've been meaning to buy this for a long time, and I couldn't find them anywhere else. So, Creature Caster. These are two models I've wanted for a very long time for my Slaanesh. Is there any detail you can poke up? I have pictures that I will include of the fully painted models. Both of these, they actually had their fully painted, and I've wanted both these for a long time. So yeah, you can't really tell what the hell this is. Convention exclusive character. This is an alternate sculpt of Mephisto that looks absolutely fantastic. And if you notice, empty, because the day I got back, I immediately built him. I have already gotten a game in, and he is a very fun character. Everybody and their mother already had him. I didn't, but look who's laughing now, because I don't have a double, and I have the cool one with a skull in his chair. So take that. We will go on to Trench Crusade. So I demoed Trench Crusade, and I said, I like this game. I want to go all in on Heretic Legions. And the fella at the Trench Crusade booth, he was wearing a kilt, and I wish I remembered his name. He was very knowledgeable, and something tells me that he probably is a very high up person. Maybe somebody... He gave me the vibes, and the way I was directed to him made it scream to me that that guy probably is very high up on the ladder of people that work on this. Knew everything I wanted to know, needed to know, and pointed me out. I, of course, picked up this box, and I said, where from here? And boy, howdy, did he show me. This, oh yes, this is my favorite. The Sin Eater holds big hammer. Now, according to him, this is not a regular model. In campaigns or narrative things, when your army slowly grows, you can include one. It's not just like a regular guy in your skirmish, which is unfortunate. But the important thing he told me is that apparently it can eat models. And there's like in-game mechanics for it eating. And I said, I like that. I will buy it. I also have the heavy axe version of the gunner. So you can get cool flamethrower guy with a jerry can. And this is like the same kind of elite, but with an axe. And of course, the first thing I noticed is he's got a bit of a spiked willy there. A nice cod piece. There was one more. Warwolf Assault Beast. And besides Mephisto, who I obviously was the most amped for and already built, this is runner-up for my next most excited project to start. And these guys are, as I was saying, a little bit of A, a little bit of B, and I think I'm going to have a very, very good video coming in a few months. I've got 2 videos in the works. Video number 3, almost certainly going to be these motherfuckers. So, one little story. While I was demoing Trench Crusade, the fella who was kind of showing me how it worked was holding, let's say, a coaster. And that coaster had a certain channel's logo on it. And I said, "Oh, nice merch, dude. Where'd you get it?" And he goes, "Dude, they were just 2 tables over. They were like learning to play the game." I'm like, "Oh shit, really?" He's like, "Yeah, they left like 5 minutes ago." I'm like, "Well, shit, I really wanted to meet them. And I don't know what they look like because they run a podcast." And he said, "Well, one of them kind of looks like this, the other kind of looks like that." And I said, "Well, shit, okay." The next morning, as I'm going towards the exhibitor hall, I see a couple fellas in merch. And I go, "Wait, you don't happen to be the Poor Hammer guys, are you?" And they said, "Yes." I said, "Oh my God, I almost met you guys yesterday." It was very funny. I honestly just wanted to like say hi, kind of tell that fun story, and just be like, "All right, well, you know, you guys have fun. Don't want to bother you too much." And they were in a lounge area, and they're like, "No, sit down. Let's talk." And so I ended up sitting with them for like damn near 20 minutes, just talking about the 11th edition reveals and how they were doing, and they gave me their fun coaster because 11th edition no longer has these like round objectives, so it's a coaster. But either way, of all the people I met, the coolest dudes. They just sat, wanted to chat, very down to earth, very cool people. And I don't know, they were very accommodating, and I was very glad to meet Brad and Eric. I met Big Kieran from the Kieran Show, who I got to show a kit bash I did inspired by him. And he thought it was very cool and said it was very, I forget the word, like very nice, very validating that somebody kind of took that inspiration. I've actually got it here. This is one of my upcoming videos. A very awesome Demon Prince kit bash, which he did a very obviously similar thing, and I kind of reverse engineered, made my own, and the way I liked. And he thought it was super cool, and I was very happy to kind of share that experience. It was very cool. Video for how I made him coming soon. And then last, but certainly not least, we've got this bin of all the other shit. This was part of a nice little care package from a Magic event. A lot of pins. 2020, I suppose. I thought these would be cool to put on a bag or whatever. I got myself a Fuegan for $20. Very cool. I would love to get the new model and maybe do a retro painting and then a modern painting. Just kind of paint the old and the new side by side. Least interesting part, they also had, for 25 bucks, just a pretty well-made set of Lost in the Damned Raiders. From Epic Duck Studios, his 2 classes I did, they were all about painting comic style. So here I have got a frog with a big sword that I painted comic style. Kind of learn a little bit more about somebody who I've tried imitating in the past. There was also just one about comic lining, which I took afterwards, which I just really, before he was even done talking, I just kind of went to town, going to work. But this was a very nice model to just ink. I loved what I did with the boots, texture everywhere, the gun, that kind of hatching. The very last thing I have here is they have a thing called bits trading. So Saturday night, last full night of the con, in one of the lobbies, they just open it up. Pay $10 and you can take a free spot at a table, put all your stuff down, and barter and haggle for bits. These guys are not the prettiest Marines. Corking is pretty nice, but the funny story about these 5 is it was a kid, 14 to 16, a pretty young kid was trying to sell these. And nobody, and I mean nobody, was biting. He had a whole table of Space Marines, and he was trying to sell them all at once. See, they're pretty badly nicked. I might have to actually do some green stuff sculpting or something, unless I just want to paint battle damage, which actually might be easier. I kind of passed by, and I was like, well, you know what? I'll swing back around. I'll think about it. And he said, Mister, you're the 7th guy to say that. I'm like, well, kid, you're at the front of the damn bits trading. Like, I got places to look at. And so he said, okay. And I swung back around later, and he still did not have a single thing sold. And so he wanted $30 per unit, which is half off. But they're going to be a work, to be honest with you. They're not very pretty. He clipped off a shit ton of that knee pad. They're not pretty, but they are magnetized, and I mean, you know, a little TLC and they'll be fine. But there was another guy looking, and we're talking, and I was kind of shooting the shit, and I asked him, why are you selling these? And he revealed that somehow, some way, his mother had given him her credit card, and he bought an entire Death Guard army. She, naturally, apparently not knowing what the hell he was doing, was very upset and said that he owed her everything back. So he was trying to sell. He was asking $230 for his whole army, so I'm guessing he spent $230 on Death Guard, which actually is not a full army, so I guess he didn't do too terribly. But he was in debt, and he had said that he really just needed like $40. And so that guy talked him down to 25 for a unit. And I also was like, well, okay, well, I'll buy these for 25. And he said, okay. So I bought this for 25. That guy bought another unit of something else for 25. And I said, there you go, kid. You are officially debt-free for now. Kind of a shittily made unit of intercessors, but a fun story. As you can see here, there was a fella who had upgrade sprues, or not upgrade sprues, but sprues with all sorts of weapons that he had not clipped off and used, including at least 6 plasma pistols, and even, there we go, beakies, which I do Raptors and Raven Guards, so beakies, very fine pickup for me. There was another fella who I was talking to, and he had this. He had Raptors, and this is a custom banner bearer. This is a one-of-a-kind, pretty much. It is a metal stern guard body. I think the helmet is from something else. A backpack from another thing. The sword is something else, and then the banner. So it's basically like 4 different kits put together. A one-of-a-kind, and he honestly was a little hesitant to part with it, but he was next to the booth with the kid, and he said, you know what, you seem all right. I'll sell it to you. And I think I got this guy, I think I talked him down to $25, which I feel a little bad. I probably could have paid him more because it is a very unique, cool character. But part of my sweet talking is, since I have Raptors and Raven Guard, I told him, hey, cherry on top, I'll keep him a Raptor. Honestly, this guy and these guys, my favorite pickups from the con, because it just came with really awesome stories. I took a lot of footage of the con, of different things, and hopefully maybe around January or December or January, I would like to make a video kind of talking about Adepticon, how to register, how to, you know, where to go to like find a lot of it's on their website, but at least me personally, I was a little intimidated and I didn't really know where to go, what to do, how to register. So I'd kind of just like to make a nice little video right before registration opens of like, hey, this is what it looks like, this is what's there, here's how you register, here's hotels, what's some nearby stuff in the area, because the food in the convention hall is expensive and you can find much more diverse food in the nearby area if you just know where to look. So I just like to make a nice little video like that to help out somebody else who might be going there for the first time and make it a little less intimidating. And hopefully, in around a year from now, I might actually make videos and have a little bit of a following. So that actually does help somebody. We'll just have to see. So I will leave it at that. Videos coming in the near future, hopefully. A lot of kit bashes, as you saw one already. I took inspiration from the Kieran show, which was so cool to show off to the guy who made it. That was just amazing. So hopefully that will be posted. I've got another Emperor's Children kit bash, and then after that, very soon, I will be painting the Trench Crusade. So that's pretty much the next 3 videos down the line. I'm going to be aiming for maybe 1 a month currently, because I'm just doing this on my own as a hobby. We'll just see where it goes. So this was my first video. Thanks for tuning in.